still use this? I just realized, like, what's different? The ring light isn't on. I mean, fuck it. Hello, I'm Lucky Hell. Oh, I really have to do something about this name. I'm Lucky Hell, and this is pretty much my first real video, even though I uploaded a kind of back to you. Blah, blah. And this is my first real video back on YouTube. I did upload the kind of coming back video, whatever the last one was, but this is the first proper video and the first video in my tattoo removal series. And the tattoo removal process, situation, journey that I'm going on is kind of the catalyst for restarting YouTube, as I mentioned in my previous video. You know, I had a deal with the laser company to post some stuff on Instagram and show the process of removing the tattoo, the before and the after, and all that kind of jazz. But I thought that it would be so cool to add on YouTube and kind of add a little bit more effort into what I'm doing. Even though my videos are not able to be monetized here, I don't make any money from doing this. This is just a labor of love. Oh God. This is just meant to be something fun, and I really want YouTube to be fun again. Anyway, so before I go any further, I want to say thank you for watching. If you're here, please subscribe and share my videos. I'm not able to be monetized until I have like a bunch of 1,000 more followers and hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of views. So any kind of sharing, retweeting or whatever's and subscribing would really help if you think my content should be able to be seen, and if you think I should keep going. So yeah, cool. That's out of the way. So tattoo removal. I definitely want to do a whole separate video on tattoo mistakes, tattoo regret, and the kind of stuff that we don't really talk about very much. The people in the tattoo community, and especially heavily tattooed people, we suffer so much flack for being tattooed. We are told all the time that we're going to regret it. We face discrimination in the workforce, and of course that's a choice. We know that that's going to happen when we get tattooed, but it doesn't make it any more fun for us. Freedom of expression and freedom to dye your hair and wear whatever makeup you want. We feel like that's kind of like what we're doing with our skin. So when we receive criticism for being tattooed or cop any kind of negative feedback, you know, we'd never want to admit that maybe some tattoos we don't like, or we were a mistake, or we rushed into some things, or we regret some. Because if we do that, we're kind of saying to the negative responses that you're right, I shouldn't have done this. And it's kind of like this shield that we put up, that we never really say anything negative about our experiences and tattoos, I've noticed. And it's a feeling within me. Maybe this is just a totally personal observation experience, but it feels like when you cop all this negative flack for being tattooed, you kind of don't ever want to admit that some are wrong, and maybe you regret some, and maybe you do it differently now, because it feels like the naysayer is going to be like, aha, see, I told you you should never have done those tattoos, and you regret your mistakes, and see, daughter or son, you should never be tattooed, kind of thing. So basically I wanted to just start this video off by saying I'm going to make this other video that doesn't exist yet, so get interested in that. And that this video is just going to be about the process of the tattoo removal and kind of revealing why I wanted to remove this particular tattoo and all that kind of malarkey. So the tattoo that I wanted to remove was not bad work. It's actually done by an artist who I really love, who's a friend, who's a very, very good artist, very high level. And I have other work by him that I will be keeping. And there's nothing wrong with the quality of the work at all. It's beautiful. It's some of the better work that I have on my body. So why would I want to remove that? Is it a regret? No, not exactly. It's more about the fact that it's a very large, very obvious and very colourful area. And it's kind of a jokey tattoo, like it's like a fun, silly kind of play on words, and I still think it's funny. But of course, as you get older, maybe you think, oh, that area maybe would look nicer with this or that. But I think more than any of those reasons, the main thing is that I love to be able to be in control of my body, and I love modifying it, and I love the evolution and the new relationship I have with parts of my body. I'm looking at this area that's already tattooed, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be different. It's going to take a little while, longer than just getting a tattoo, and I don't quite know what it's going to look like. I did try to Photoshop and it looks terrible because I'm not very good at that, so I have no idea what this part of my body is going to look like, but I do know it's going to be different, and the feeling that I'm getting is exactly the same feeling as before I get a tattoo. So I just wanted to give you that little kind of background, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what tattoo I'm removing, and that's cool. But for those of you who don't, hopefully there's actually new people that are watching this video. I'm removing my chest tattoo from underneath the teeth and down, which is all the way down to these horns, is going to get removed, I hope. What I'm doing is I'm removing it with Nama Studios, and they have a whole new version of laser tattoo machine that is just kind of groundbreaking. Laser tattoo removal has historically been really expensive, really painful, and very damaging for the skin, and you have to have very long breaks of a couple of months, up to 3 months in between treatments. So it can take literally years and years to remove one tattoo, because the laser heats up the skin and the surrounding skin, and it blisters, and it has to basically heal, and you need to leave it for a long time and hope that you don't scar very easily, so that when the ink dissipates into, you know, it gets kind of flushed out through the blood, the lymphatic system, I believe, that you aren't left with a scar. Of course, people don't want to have a big scar in the place of the tattoo that they're paying all this money to remove. What's good about Nama laser is it's completely revolutionary. It does not heat up the skin. There is no blistering. There's no, I mean, you can have a session every 2 weeks, basically, which is just unheard of. And there's no damage to the skin. Some people could have a very small areas that might get irritated, but it's so different to a traditional laser. Even the top of the line Picasure lasers, which have been kind of the gold standard of the industry, doesn't really have anything on this. So of course, when I was faced with this opportunity to work with them, it was like, oh my god, let's pick a tattoo that isn't just some little small thing that will be inconsequential if I remove it, because I'm very tattooed, and when I add a new tattoo, most people can't tell where that is because they just see a lot of stuff. So removing something small, I can cover something up that's small. I don't need to laser it off. So I really thought, like, what would be something that would totally change my body and give me an evolution of the way I see myself every day in the mirror and the way my skin sac looks. And the chest is definitely that. It's pretty tattooed. I'm going to keep, of course, my sword, my flowers, and the teeth, but this whole area, I'm kind of thinking it would be cool if it just looked like blank skin. Picasure laser, you know, the high level gold standard, it's not very good at removing color. A vibrant tattoo like this being removed with laser is kind of, you would never bother, because it's just gonna be impossible, and it's just gonna look awful and patchy and like a big bruise afterwards, because the color pigments are really hard to break down. Not with Nama though. I don't know what the hell they've done. It's some kind of Harry Potter magic that they've been able to do, but their laser is breaking down color better than anyone on the market and anyone ever has. They're having amazing results with greens and blues and purples, which is just kind of unheard of, and that's pretty much the whole tattoo here, is greens and purples. So I jumped at the chance, and I love the idea of my chest looking totally different. Okay, I'm not going to babble on too much because...
And this short little video starting the tattoo removal process is pretty much just me blabbing about why I'm getting the tattoo removal. So stick with me for the next video, which will actually be the first treatment and process. Thanks, guys.